off with casual looks for classic and elegance. Now, we know that this can be tricky because often what we've got in our head is that our style personality matches a dress code. Because what often we find is like relaxed naturals don't think that they can do barwear or cocktail. They think, well, no, that's really dressy as a relaxed natural. I'm really just comfortable in a pair of jeans and trainers. And that's not all relaxed naturals. Some are more comfortable in like draping beautiful linen and some gorgeous slides. Likewise, a lot of people would think a dramatic is at home in maybe your barwear and your cocktail wear, and that they can't do casual. But I just spent the weekend with one of your fellow superstylers in her wardrobe in what we call her fashion cave. And let me tell you, she can absolutely rock the dramatic as casual wear. Again, it's just thinking about the different elements that go across all of those different dress codes or contexts. So that's why we often find classic and elegance, because it's often a little bit more structured, it's a little bit more tailored, that it can be tricky to think about a classic translate into something that's a little bit more casual. Doesn't mean that it's relaxed, it's just more casual. So what we want to just remind you is that you can be the same style personality across a number of different dress codes. The dress code and your style personality don't necessarily have to match in order for it to work. Now, what we usually find for our classics is where the initial struggle happens is around foundation pieces, because as I mentioned before, they often do go for things that are a little bit more structured or tailored, maybe going for blazers or jackets, tailored pants or skirts, that type of thing. So we want you to think a little bit differently about what your foundation pieces are. What do you feel comfortable wearing on the weekend that may not necessarily be as structured, but still possibly have a classic feel to them on the weekend? So I've just pulled a few examples, and this is for Alicia. So she is cool clear. She is elegant. She's classic feminine, and with a little bit of a little bit of feminine. So classic and feminine together make elegant. So I pulled this from the Elegant Style File for a cool clear. So what you're looking at here is maybe thinking about things that are maybe slightly softly structured as base pieces. They can still have a print, but it's more of that elegant print. There can still be a little bit of a flow to pieces, but it's thinking about these as a base piece. What are you going to feel comfortable in on the weekend? The evil cat really wants to get in here.
Starting to knock things off shelves. Watch out, Lisa, I've got a ponytail on, see?
I know, but at any minute, this will be like in the bloopers and takeouts where the cat jumps up in the back and grabs onto the back of my head. So just watch out for it, people.
That's an interesting style.
It will be. Nice hat.
You are dramatic thing.
It would be. And everyone, it is a black cat, so it sort of suits me perfectly. Just imagine me sitting here. Anyway, I digress. So the place to start, if you're a classic or elegant, is working out what your foundation pieces are that are classic enough but feel relaxed and comfortable enough for a casual basis. So whether that is a dress, pants, skirts, and what sort of jackets or layering pieces are going to do that for you. So an example would be if you are someone who, maybe at work or for something that's a little bit more dressy, you prefer a blazer, but for relaxed casual that feels too work-like, then you can actually get jackets and blazers that are like, ponte fabric or a little bit softer.
Linen.
Yeah, linen. You can also do ones that have a little bit more of a drape or a flow to them. But
or a print even, Fee.
Absolutely. And it's an elegant, you can do a print. The other thing I would say as well, and this will take us on to the next slide, which is an example of Alice's one piece 3 ways that she did some time ago. Alice as well has a classic elegant base. She also, and I know she doesn't mind me sharing this, she also found it really quite tricky to do casual because she's got 3 young children, but her love is to wear things that are a little bit, are more dressy. That's what she actually prefers, but how do you translate that into hanging out with the kids? So you can see what she's done is she's taken a blouse here that might fit really well in sort of this corporate barwear high tees sort of outfit, but actually translated it to everyday. And that's the other thing I want to say as well, Alicia, and anyone else who's struggling with doing casual, is that often what we have in our wardrobe is that's our work stuff. This is my casual stuff. This is my cocktail stuff. This is my gym gear. And one of the reasons we love doing this one piece 3 ways is to challenge you to think about playing with pieces and make them work harder across all. Something doesn't just have to be for work, and it doesn't just have to be for play. Where you make your wardrobe work super, super hard and also feel like you on a more regular basis is to play around with wearing things that would normally be safe for work and wearing them for casual, and vice versa in terms of that. So that's where I would start.
Sorry, Fee.
That's okay.
I was just going to say, I find a button through really, really versatile. I used to be complete t-shirt girl, but now I tend to buy button throughs. I find them still cooler in summer. Even with a long sleeve, you can roll them up. Particularly this one that Alice has used here, Fee. That little flute in the sleeve, the little flare in the sleeve there, it's what I'm always talking about is that little point of difference and the slight puff in the sleeve. It just gives it a point of difference that allows it to move more easily across contexts. You can see here perfectly fine with the denim short, but even if that was a little bit too casual for your really sort of upper end elegant, pair that with, instead of the denim shorts, you might do a navy Bermuda short. That is a more block colour and things like that. You might, instead of the trainer, put it with a little brogue or something instead of the trainer. So there's different, like real quite small degrees of change you can make. And we're going to talk about that too with the play suit, often with accessories and shoes, footwear. So thinking about looking for those pieces, a button through short shirt with a slight point of difference that allows it to move across.
Clover saying she can't. Oh, we're back. Right. And actually, that's what I should have said as well, part of this slide. And the reason I showed the shoes down the bottom as a foundation piece, that's often where classics and elegance struggle. And I know, Alicia, you were saying, you know, pairing things with a trainer to dress it down just didn't feel right. And as an elegant, sometimes they do feel a little bit bulky. So I did include some alternatives to that. But even with the trainer, the Lacoste one, a little bit more feminine.
Slimline and lower vamp at the front.
Yeah. And you can see how like
travel across all of those garments.
Yeah. And you can see with that skirt, gorgeous. And again, it could go with the dress or the print pants as well, but also these beautiful loafers. And I love, love, love these sandals from Baird, and these ones are country road ones, but they're all in the style file. You'll find all of those in the style file as well.